Now, in order for us to be fully equipped or ready to adopt the business world or the corporate world, we should know the business communication or how the business people communicate with each other. So let's first tackle about the building blocks of effective business communication. So first, let's define business communication. What is business communication? Business communication is the process of sharing information between employees within and outside a company. Effective business communication is how employees and management interact among each other to reach organizational goals and be more aligned with the core company values. Structuring communication. It composed of 4 factors. First, having a clear objective, highlighting critical points, being clear and concise, and last, understanding the audience. So first is having a clear objective. So how do you ensure that everyone completely understands their objectives? No matter how big or small the project you are working on, it's important to establish clear objectives and expectations for all parties involved. Objectives are vital for business goal setting and corporate management. We know that tasks form the building blocks of all the objectives in a given goal plan. This means that if we want to have effective tasks, then it is important to plan and record clearly defined objectives that can deliver desired results. If the objectives are not effectively defined, then the defined tasks will lead to the failure of the planned goal. The drawbacks from this poorly defined objective is that it can delay the production output, logistical nightmares, escalations of cost, and it can also be the reason for the collapse of management. Second, highlighting critical points. So in highlighting critical points, it is important to focus only the facts which are important and is needed in the organization. So third is being clear and concise. So being clear and concise displays your clarity of thought. People have more confidence in what you say because it shows that you know exactly what you're doing and what needs to be done. Build trust, strengthen team cohesion, and create a more productive working environment. And the last one is understanding the audience. We communicate every day in many different ways, so much that communication seems an easy thing to do. However, very few people have mastered the skill of truly effective communication, where the sender and receiver both understand the same information as a result of their communication. One of the keys to successful communication is understanding the person you're communicating with and that everyone is different. Now let's proceed to listening. First, let's define what is listening. Listening has been shown to be essential to communicating respect for another person. To test this claim, reflect on your own feelings. Consider a time when you may have been talking with someone who interrupted you or continually focused on what they wanted to express in the conversation. Maybe it was clear that their mind was elsewhere and they were not at all fully present with you. When we want to build a strong relationship with another person, our ability and commitment to listening attentively and empathically is essential. So listening has 3 types: active listening, reflective listening, and passive listening. So first, let's discuss the active listening. Active listening builds strong relationship, and while it may not come naturally to many of us, it's an invaluable communication skill. Active listening includes responses that demonstrate that you understand what the other person is trying to tell you about his or her experience. This is a communication technique that's very different from the passive or unfocused listening that we often adopt in everyday conversation. Active listening is a conscious effort that demands empathy, effort, attention, and lots of practice. Second is reflective listening. Reflective listening is a special type of listening that involves paying respectful attention to the content and feeling expressed in another person's communication. Reflective listening is hearing and understanding and then letting the other know that he or she is being heard and understood. And the last one is passive listening. Passive listening is listening to hear. Passive listening is little more than hearing. It is listening without reacting, allowing someone to speak without interrupting, not doing anything else at the same time, and yet not really paying attention to what's being said. Passive listening is one-way communication where the receiver doesn't provide feedback or ask questions and may or may not understand the sender's message. And that's all for my discussion, and thank you for watching, and don't forget to like this video and click the notification bell for more updates, and please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is the online training channel. Thank you and God bless.